Color, and I figured you guys would want to know what it's all about, so let's pop it open. And when you do open this, let me warn you that it opens from the bottom, so see this little slide out thing? First time I almost dropped it and I caught it last second. So make sure you keep a tight grip on it and pull it out. That's what she said. And here it is. Let's take a closer look. And here you have the Nook Color. It's very nice and stylish. It's got this dark gray metal look color to it. The side cases feels like hard plastic. The back is this smooth rubbery type of material. I'm not sure what that is. You've got your audio speaker here, right here in the background for when you play music. This does support a variety of music and video formats, as well as the built-in Pandora app. You've got the power button right here. You can increase or decrease the volume right here. And this is your home button. So right now I'm going to power it on. Hold down on that. Hope that it turns on. Now the Nook is a little heavier than you might expect. It's about 15.8 ounces, which is almost a pound. It's not too bad. I can easily hold it with one hand. It feels very light. It feels like you have like a decent sized book. It's definitely lighter than an iPad. That might feel a little heavy, but it is heavier than the original Nook with the e-ink display. And you've got your 3.5mm headphone jack right there. This is your home button. So once again, let's try to turn it on. Apparently I didn't press the button long enough the first time. Nook Color. Forgive the little flittering things throughout there. This has a LCD screen that apparently is not as smooth as my cell phone screen is. This usually doesn't happen with this camera. Alright, so let's take a look at what we got here. As you can see, there's the time. And you can change the background on here. It has like a built-in gallery. It has this little slider icon. And you can see here, you've got your little options for what you can read. These are newspapers that I subscribe to. Every newspaper available in the Nook library comes with a free 14-day trial. There's also a free trial for what's called magazines, and there's also a free sample for every book that you can possibly buy. Now if you want to buy stuff, you click on shop and it takes you to the shop. The speed that I've noticed here, for some reason, when you power it on, it takes a while for things to really kick into gear. The first hour that I used it, it was really slow and sluggish. It was horrible. But around hours 3 and 4, things were moving very well and at a decent pace. You can browse the bookstore. You can search for a title. I've noticed a lot of stuff doesn't come up in this store yet. They haven't digitized it. But there are going to be classics. There are going to be standard nonfiction stuff that you read, standard books, and the classics like Frankenstein or Shakespeare or whatever. You're going to get a lot of John Grisham novels, obviously. You can browse by category, and you can browse by magazines and newspapers. The magazine subscriptions aren't as robust as I would hope, because I'm into music and stuff. I see practically no music magazines that I would read other than Rolling Stone. Once you have everything that you read, you click this little bottom button and you go to library. This is like your menu button, I should say, because there are no physical back or home buttons that you typically see. Well, actually there is a home button, but you know, in Android you typically have a dedicated back button. Instead, when you want to go back to the previous screen on this device, you just swipe down this little thing right here and it brings you to the previous screen. Okay, and let's go to shop. And if I want to go home, I press this little N button right here, and that brings me home. But like I said, let's go back to the library. Once you're in the library, you get like a digital bookshelf of all the things that you subscribe to or the books that you've downloaded. These are some of the books that I've downloaded to my Nook since I got it yesterday. And then I can browse by magazines. You see Rolling Stone. I've got a real beef with the magazines here because of some of the ones that I've tried. They don't really take advantage of this format. It's basically like a PDF or JPEG image, and it might not show on the screen, but there's a lot of noise on the background It doesn't zoom in right. You can see all the noise around the text when you have the screen in front of you. It's very disappointing in that regard, but it's basically just a PDF from the actual magazine. There's no imagination going in, or thought going into this. But whatever the case may be, I'm going to go back and show you around a few other things. You can play with the settings. You can change your device info. It'll tell you how much space you have, how long your battery's been running. You can access your SD card. I don't have one currently inserted. And you can play around with the settings. There are a variety of things you can do in that regard. When you click this little reading button down at the bottom, that's going to bring you to the last book, magazine, or newspaper that you had open. So you can always access that right here at the bottom. There's also like a little notification area down here. So if I had Pandora playing right now, the current song playing would be in the bottom. And that's just a quick tour of the basics of the Nook. You can access the web. You can access extras, which is like Pandora. You have the Sudoku game. You have a little gallery app. And I can set this, you know what, I'm going to put this as my wallpaper. Then I'm going to expand. And I save. And now this is my wallpaper. I go back. That's basically the most basic few things that you can do with this Barnes & Noble Nook Color reader. This is a reading device first and foremost. If you're trying to get a tablet to play games or to go on the web a lot, you're going to want to get a what's it called, a Galaxy Tab, or just wait for one of the Tegra 2 tablets that are supposed to come out in 2011. This is not a tablet for heavy media consumption. This is a device for reading ebooks and maybe doing a couple of other things. This is not a real tablet. This is a color e-reader first and foremost, and you will notice that. So trust me, I'm going to say that one more time. This is not a tablet. So this is just the basics. We're going to have other videos showing you other elements about how to navigate and read. And this is Andrew from Majornica.com signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed this.